To be eligible for the cash rewards, tipsters must provide information to authorities using one of the following methods. Call the Texas Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-252-TIPS 8477. Submit a web tip through the Texas 10 Most Wanted website or Facebook page. Submit a tip through the DPS mobile app. All tips are anonymous, regardless of how they are submitted, and tipsters will be provided a tip number instead of using a name. Caller's anonymity is guaranteed by law, and you could earn up to the cash reward amount listed for each fugitive. Warning: these fugitives should be considered armed and dangerous. Never try to apprehend a fugitive yourself. Number 1. Gregory Jon Pecina, Jr. Up to $3,000 reward. Race: white, Hispanic. Sex: male. Date of birth: June 1, 1984. Height: 5 feet 9 inches. Weight: 180. Aliases: Gregory Jon Pecina. Marks and scars: scar on back. Gregory Jon Pecina, Jr. is a convicted sex offender who is required to register annually. He has ties to Grand Prairie and Granbury, Texas. Additionally, he has ties to California. In 2014, Pecina was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child following an incident involving a 13-year-old girl. He was sentenced to 8 years confinement and subsequently released on parole in September 2019. On November 14, 2020, the Dallas County Sheriff's Office issued warrants for Pecina's arrest for aggravated assault causes serious bodily injury, aggravated robbery, and kidnapping. On December 11, 2020, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles issued a warrant for his arrest for parole violation. In addition, on April 21, 2021, the Grand Prairie Police Department issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. Number 2. Cecil Colby Smith. Up to $3,000 reward. Race: black. Sex: male. Date of birth: May 8, 1982. Height: 6 foot 0 inch. Weight: 185. Aliases: Xavier Smith, Reginald Wright. Marks and scars: tattoos on left cheek, neck, chest, both arms, both wrists, and left hand. Scars on both eyes and back. Cecil Smith is a convicted sex offender required to register quarterly. He has ties to Dallas and Amarillo, Texas, and also to the state of Oklahoma. In 2002, Smith was convicted of violation of a protective order, assault, stalking, and was given 4 years probation. In 2003, he was convicted of 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault of a child and sexual assault of a child after incidents involving a 13-year-old girl. He received 3 5-year sentences in TDCJ. In 2011, he was convicted of murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and received 2 8-year sentences. He was discharged from TDCJ in 2017. On August 24, 2021, the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Smith's arrest for child abuse by injury. Additionally, on December 9, 2021, the Dallas County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. Number 3. Humberto Carrion Acosta. Up to $3,000 reward. Race: white, Hispanic. Sex: male. Date of birth: August 16, 1988. Height: 5 feet 10 inches. Weight: 195. Aliases: Humberto Acosta Carrion, Humberto Carrion Acosta. Marks and scars: none. Humberto Acosta is a registered sex offender required to register annually. He has ties to Hidalgo County, including the cities of Pharr and Alamo. In 2020, Acosta was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child after an incident involving a 4-year-old girl. He subsequently was sentenced to 10 years probation. On December 3, 2020, the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Acosta's arrest for aggravated sexual assault of a child. On December 23, 2020, the Alamo Police Department issued a warrant for his arrest for possession of child pornography. In addition, on May 17, 2021, the Pharr Police Department issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. Number 4. Shacory Lee Pryor. Up to $3,000 reward. Race, black. Sex, male. Date of birth, August 29, 1979. Height, 6 feet 0 inches. Weight, 180. Aliases, Corey Pryor. Marks and scars, tattoos on chest, abdomen, right shoulder, both arms, and both legs. Scars on abdomen and right leg. Shacory Pryor is a convicted sex offender who is required to register annually. He has ties to the Dallas, Texas area as well as East Texas, including the cities of Overton and Kilgore. In 2002, Pryor was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child after an incident involving a 12-year-old girl. He subsequently was sentenced to 12 years of confinement. In 2016, he was convicted of burglary of a habitation and sentenced to 4 years of confinement. On March 26, 2021, the Smith County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Pryor's arrest for possession of marijuana. Additionally, since December 1, 2021, the Rusk County Sheriff's Office has issued warrants for his arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements, tamper/fabricate physical evidence with intent to impair, resisting arrest, evading arrest, and 2 counts of possession of marijuana. Number 5. Rogelio Salinas. Up to $3,000 reward. Race, white, Hispanic. Sex, male. Date of birth, March 15, 1990. Height, 5 feet 7 inches. Weight, 195. Aliases, Rogelio Ramirez Salinas, Peepo, Roger, Roy. Marks and scars, tattoos on ear, neck, both arms, left wrist, and left hand. Scar on head. Tattoos on chest, abdomen, right shoulder, both arms, and both legs. Scars on abdomen and right leg. Rogelio Salinas is a convicted sex offender required to register annually. He has ties to Starr County, including the city of La Grula. In 2010, Salinas was convicted of indecency with a child by exposure after an incident involving a 13-year-old girl. He subsequently was sentenced to 3 years of confinement. In 2013, he was convicted of possession of marijuana and received a 2-year sentence. In 2016, he was convicted of DWI with a child under 15 years old and received a 6-month sentence. The following year, in 2017, he was convicted of smuggling aliens and received a 30-month federal sentence with 36 months of supervised release. He was released from federal custody in February 2020. On August 21, 2020, the U.S. Marshals Service issued a warrant for Salinas' arrest for probation violation. In addition, on September 27, 2021, the Starr County Sheriff's Office issued warrants for his arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements and terroristic threat. Number 6. Salomon Olivas Marquez. Up to $3,000 reward. Race, white, Hispanic. Sex, male. Date of birth, October 6, 1963. Height, 5 feet 9 inches. Weight, 195. Aliases, Salomon Olivas Marquez, Salomon Olivas. Marks and scars, tattoos on both arms. Salomon Marquez is a convicted sex offender required to register annually. He has ties to the Midland/Odessa, Texas area. In 2002, Marquez was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child after an incident involving a 6-year-old girl. He was subsequently sentenced to 5 years of confinement. In 2010, he was convicted of failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements and subsequently sentenced to 3 years of confinement and 3 years of probation. On March 31, 2022, the Ector County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Marquez's arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements with previous conviction. Number 7. Sergio Corona. Up to $3,000 reward. Race, white, Hispanic. Sex, male. Date of birth, December 20, 1965. Height, 5 feet 5 inches. Weight, 180. Aliases, Sergio Sanchez Corona. Marks and scars, tattoos on chest and both arms. Sergio Corona is a convicted sex offender required to register annually. He has ties to Cold Spring, Texas, and the state of Florida. In 1989, Corona was convicted of indecent exposure and sentenced to 6 months of probation in Texas. In 2002, he was convicted in Florida of sexual battery of a victim under 12. After serving time in prison, he was also sentenced to 10 years of probation. In 2016, he moved back to Texas. On July 12, 2021, the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Corona's arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. Additionally, on December 21, 2021, the Orange County Sheriff's Office in Florida issued a warrant for his arrest for probation violation. Number 8. John Edward Ashley. Up to $3,000 reward. Race, white. Sex, male. Date of birth, November 24, 1988. Height, 5 feet 4 inches. Weight, 125. Aliases, Little John. Marks and scars, none. John Ashley is a convicted sex offender required to register monthly. He has ties to the Fort Worth, Texas area. In May 2020, Ashley was convicted of sexual assault of a child after an incident involving a 16-year-old girl. He was sentenced to 120 months of probation. On December 14, 2020, the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Ashley's arrest for probation violation. Additionally, on December 1, 2021, the Fort Worth Police Department issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. Number 9. Has been caught and is in custody. Philip Anthony, a Texas 10 most wanted sex offender, was captured on December 2, 2022, in Houston, Texas. Working off investigative information, members of the U.S. Marshals Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Fugitive Task Force, including DPS special agents, located and arrested Anthony at a residence. In 1989, Anthony was convicted of indecency with a child by contact after an incident involving a 14-year-old girl. In 1995, he was convicted of sexual assault of a child and possession of a controlled substance, for which he received 2 4-year sentences to be served concurrently in TDCJ. In 2012, he was convicted of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon and sentenced to 2 years of confinement. Anthony had been wanted since August 23, 2021, after the Refugio County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for his arrest for possession of marijuana. Additionally, on February 2, 2022, the Nueces County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. Anthony's arrest was not from tip information received through Texas Crime Stoppers, so no reward will be paid. Number 10. Has been caught and is in custody. Cody Hollon, a Texas 10 most wanted sex offender, was captured on December 21, 2022, in Hereford, Texas. Working off investigative information, members of the U.S. Marshals North Texas Fugitive Task Force, including DPS special agents, located and arrested Hollon. Hereford Police Department assisted in the multi-agency fugitive investigation. In 2012, Hollon was convicted of sexual assault of a child after an incident involving a 15-year-old girl. He was subsequently sentenced to 2 years of confinement. In 2016, he was convicted of failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements and sentenced to 2 years of confinement. Hollon had been wanted since July 4, 2022, after the Gray County Sheriff's Office issued 2 warrants for his arrest for failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. Hollon's arrest was not from tip information received through Texas Crime Stoppers, so no reward will be paid. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.